Hello there, friend! Welcome to the fire. You know what? If you're going to run a game, at least bother to learn the basics first before you start accusing people of cheating. High School DM calls my first character OP and accuses me of cheating because he doesn't know how the game works. r/rpg horror stories, hosted by Galactic Neon Lime. So, I've always had a really vested interest in fantasy games my entire life, but somehow D&D just kinda slipped my radar, mostly because I didn't really have any actual friends until high school. That gets into where this story goes because my school started a gaming club and I was all over that shit. Fast forward a bit, and it's me and roughly 5 to 6 other people that were also pretty new to the game sitting at the table and working with our DM. We were playing 5e, which was pretty easy to grasp in my case. I already knew what I wanted to play because I had spent years working on a fantasy character outside of D&D that fit the mode very well. Ended up playing a half-elf Oath of Ancients paladin whose other half was orc, not human. Never came up in gameplay and was just a aesthetic and lore choice. Things go fine for a while and I enjoy the experience, but the DM becomes increasingly frustrated with my character and begins to constantly question every action I make or punish me for it. For example, in one RP scene, I stated that before we took off on another quest, that my character would do the stereotypical knight pointing a sword on a horse pose. But the DM made my character fall off his horse and into the mud. On another occasion, the DM was shocked at how high my 2-hit bonus was for attacks, and straight up accused me of cheating. I explained in detail how I got my modifiers, and the DM was confused that proficiency bonus applied to attacks, then said that I specifically was no longer allowed to do that. Fine, whatever. I go along with it because I enjoy the new friends I've made, and I knew coming into this that D&D was kinda at the DM's mercy, for better or worse. That is until we're in combat again, and I go for my extra attack, just leveled up, and pump Smite into it. At this point, the DM brings everything to a halt and demands an explanation for how I did everything. Once again, I give him the rundown on my 2 attacks and how Smite works to show that I'm not cheating, but the DM is just over it now. He ends the combat half-heartedly by saying, "Congrats, you won! You killed all the goblins!" I left the club shortly after this and started to play D&D online over Discord, which was most assuredly a better experience. Didn't really bother to keep in contact with the DM, but I still know quite a few of the players from back then, and stay in touch. Thankfully, D&D wasn't completely ruined for me, but I just don't understand stuff like this, man. I feel bad for anyone that played with this DM and had the game completely ruined for them because a guy couldn't bother to look in the player's handbook instead of arguing about the basic mechanics of attacking. Him accusing me of cheating is actually delirious because all he had to do was open one of the 5 player handbooks at the table to prove himself wrong. But he instead chose to lash out and act like a child because of his toxic perception of how the game is supposed to run. Sorry that OP had to deal with that nonsense. It really sounds to me that the DM here had that whole DM versus player mentality to TTRPGs, and You can't even say that this DM was even one of those that stuck to the letter of the rules, because it didn't really sound like he even knew them in the first place. Yeah. And that whole falling off the horse and into the mud moment, that just sounds spiteful and petty. Ugh. I'm just glad to hear that the DM didn't sour OP on D&D as a hobby. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And would you kindly follow the socials posted in the description below. As always, be good, be great, be awesome.